Good morning, Super Readers! Thank you for joining our Valley PBS classroom. I'm Mrs. Nix.
I'm Mrs. Zhang. Oh.
Mrs. Hammock!
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got so caught up. You know, I've been learning all about super pollinators because I'm trying to prepare for our Cyber Chase Green It Up Challenge for Earth Day. It's going to be so much fun.
That's right. All right, well, what have you learned?
Well, okay, so do you know what a pollinator is? Let me tell you.
I've heard of it. I've heard of pollen.
So pollen is an important part of plant growing, right? And so in order for plants to grow, pollen from one plant has to be in another plant. And look, there are special creatures that do that for us, like bats and butterflies and and bees. And so I'm learning all about how to take care of their habitat because we're losing a lot of them. And so I hope that you guys will help me make a great big poster because we're going to celebrate Earth Day on April 23rd at the MTM on the River Sportsman's Club. And we want you to come out too. In fact, I'm challenging you. I want you to learn all about all of the challenges for our Earth Day. You can go to valleypbs.org and check out the information there and decide on a project that you would like to do with your family or with your class and figure out what you want to do and then bring it out on the 23rd and we'll display it. We're going to do all kinds of fun things. They're going to have wildlife out there. You're going to get to plant some flowers. It is going to be a great chance for families to come together and maybe even classes with their teachers. It's going to be super fun.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be
April
great.
23rd.
April
23rd.
23rd.
And there's lots of different projects, right?
All kinds of different projects. You can learn about pollinators like we are. You can learn about ugly fruits. I know. I can't wait to dig into that one.
I was going to say, I'm going to have to get online and kind of check this out. But you know what, Mrs. Hammock? We probably should get going because, you know, our super readers are waiting on us.
I'm going to go put this away. I'll be right back.
All right. So this is a place where we come together to learn, practice, and grow our brains to become even stronger thinkers, readers, and writers. So let's get started by warming up our brains with some
ear training
called Daily Phonemic Awareness. All right, now, today we're going to be doing a little bit of substitution. So Mrs. Hammock is going to grab a chart that's going to help us because we're going to focus on the middle sound in a word. So turn up those listening ears.
Ooh, the middle sounds are always hard to hear.
They're a little tricky. So I've got a little thing to help us. And you could do this at home too. You could use pennies or beans or anything like that so you can practice this at home. So let's just
use my arms.
Oh, that's a great strategy too. So anything that you can so that you can start thinking about the sounds that you hear in these words. So let's start with the first word and let's just figure out how many sounds we hear. So the word is pet.
Okay.
Pet. How many sounds do we hear? P, t. 3 sounds. Okay, got it?
Got it.
Now, if I change the to or, now what is my new word?
Ooh.
Or, port.
Oh.
Ah, a little tricky, but you know what? You guys are doing really good with all these hard things, right?
I can do hard things.
They can do hard things. Okay, let's try another one. How about tin? Tin, like a tin can. So, how many sounds?
3 again.
3, okay. And let's change the to or. Okay, change the
I
to
hear our
or.
sound.
Orn. Torn.
Oh, torn. Like I had torn some paper for our project that we're going to do.
Absolutely. That's a great one. Okay, last one. How about can? Can. How many sounds do we hear? K, a, k, an, can has 3, right?
Yep.
Change the a to or. Ooh, my little flowers. Or, k, orn, corn.
I got it, corn.
So did you see how having a strategy with some pictures can sometimes help, or some objects? It's a great way to practice, especially those middle sounds. Because
You know what? It helps with even a reading skill that we were working on because it helps you to visualize the change.
Absolutely.
I love that.
And that's always helpful.
Absolutely.
You know what else is helpful?
Should we get our body moving?
I think so. Sometimes we gotta, get the wiggles out.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Charge!
That is a fun one. I like that
Especially in the springtime, because it is baseball season, so it's a lot of fun to get out there and play.
It is
Fun.
so much fun.
But that got me thinking of popcorn. And guess what? That goes right perfect with our focus sound of the
you
week.
are
'Cause I hear
right.
that or in popcorn.
That's perfect.
So I'm gonna go and we're gonna practice, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, let's go to our focus sound of the week. This week we are working on that or sound with our corn card. Help me say the corn. This is our corn card. Help me say the sound again. The sound is the or sound. Good job, or. Now, if you see on my corn card, there are 3 different ways that we can spell that or sound. So help me spell and say the 3 different ways we can spell the or sound. Ready? First, it's O-A-R. That says or. Good. O-R says or. And O-R-E says or. Did you see that? 3 different ways to spell that or sound. That's tricky, isn't it? So when you see those spelling sounds, make sure you're making the, good job, the or sound. Okay, I have some words here. I want you guys to help me blend these letters together. But let's get our friends to come and help us. Are you ready? Friends! Oh, there they are.
Mrs. Faye.
Good morning. Are you guys ready to blend words with our focus sound?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, let's do
Do
it.
you remember what our focus sound this week is?
Or.
It's the or sound. That's right. So I have some words up here. Can you guys help me blend them?
Sure.
Okay, let's do the first one together. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, ready? This is orn. What's my word?
Born. Born.
Born.
Well, I wasn't just born yesterday.
Oh, Tina, you're so funny. Born. Good job. Okay, are you guys ready for the next word? Okay, who wants to help me? Rita, do you want to help me sound out or blend these letters together?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
Okay, so O-R-E, that says or. Oh, even though there's 3 letters, it still just says or. So, or, more.
Good job.
I would like some more popcorn.
I love that. And Rita, I loved how you were using your voice that I bet you were hearing in your head, but you were saying it out loud so we can all hear, because in your head you were saying O-R-E, there's 3 letters, but they only make one sound, and they make that or sound, and you talked it out, and you read the word.
Yeah,
awesome job.
You helped me to know that.
Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, you are becoming so smart. You guys are becoming super readers. Okay, Tina, can you help me with this last word?
You can do
Ready?
it, Tina.
Okay, I got it. Or. Roar.
Good job. Oh my, roar. Good job. Super readers, how did you guys do? Awesome. Okay, now I want to see if you guys can help me build some words. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What if I wanted to, let's see, build the word form? Like we should form our own baseball team. Form.
Ooh, okay.
Ready?
So
Let's see. Let's form. Ooh, how many sounds do we hear? Form.
Ooh,
okay.
that's 3 sounds.
Three sounds.
Yep, I
What's
heard
that
it
first
too.
sound?
Good idea.
What's that first sound?
Okay, the first sound is an F, and the last sound is an M, but I'm a little confused as to which of the or sounds go in the middle. How do we know?
Good thinking. Well, let's try them. If we put the O-A-R, let's see, this does say form.
Oh, that doesn't look right, though.
It doesn't look right. You're
It kind
right.
of looks like faux arm.
But remember the O-R-A, the O and the A and the R says that or sound. And that's a tricky one. How about we try the O-R? How about this?
okay.
Okay, let's see. How about this?
Oh.
This says form.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Are you guys
We
agree?
think
Do you guys
that,
agree?
we think that that's the one.
That's the way we
Yeah,
spell
it
form.
looks right.
Good job. F-O-R-M, form. Good thinking. Now remember, when you become a super reader, your brain just gets used to knowing how to spell these different words. And actually the O-R usually happens. Or we usually spell the O-R when we hear it in the middle of the word. You guys know that?
Oh, I didn't know that. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, how about this word? Let's see. How about the word sort? Sort.
Or,
Sort.
or.
Oh, hey, I noticed something. The
Sort.
or part is in the middle.
It is.
Okay, so is the S, that's a S.
That's right. Good.
Or, I think that's just the O-R.
Good.
Or, oh, that's Tina's word. That's my favorite.
Good job. Oh, and I like that you were using what we learned earlier. We heard that or in the middle, so we know it's that O-R spelling. Good job. Sort. Awesome job, friends. Okay, I'm going to have my super readers read the sentence with me. I'll see you guys later, okay?
Okay, bye.
Awesome job, friends. Okay, super readers at home, help me read this sentence with the or sound. Ready? Surfing is a sport on a board. Good job reading. Okay, now, in order to become a super reader, we've been practicing reading, and you know what else is going to help? Learning our high frequency words. So let's see what word we're going to be learning with Mrs. Hammock today.
Okay, we are going to work on our word began. B-E-G-A-N, began. Let's look at it in a sentence. It began to snow last night. Isn't that fun? I wish it snowed here, don't you? Maybe not right now, though. I'm ready for it to be warm. But it began to snow last night. You could use the word began in lots of sentences. Now, I have a fun game that we're going to do really quick. It's called Match It Up. So for our Match It Up game, I have some little clips or clothespins with letters on them. And since our word is began, let's do that word today. So I need to be able to spell it. So I'm going to look, find my B. I can unclip it. Okay, next I'm looking for the E. Oh, look, there it is. And then I need a G. Oh, there it is. What comes next? A. And then, oh, and then an N. began. B-E-G-A-N. Began. Isn't that fun? You can try it too. Today, we're going to listen to a story about Thomas Edison. See if you know some things about him, or maybe you'll learn some new things. I'll see you here in a few minutes.
Thomas Edison, Inventor, by David A. Adler. Illustrated by Sarah Snow. Chapter 1. Young Tom Edison asked lots of questions. When someone told him, "I don't know," Tom had one more question. He asked, "Why don't you know?" He did lots of experiments to find out. Tom watched a goose sit on some eggs. He saw the eggs hatch. He wanted to know what would happen if he sat on eggs. So Tom made a nest. Then he put goose and chicken eggs in the nest. Next, he sat on the eggs and found out. Splat! Young Tom also knew that birds ate worms, and birds could fly. What if people ate worms? Tom guessed that they would fly too. So he gave a girl a cup of chopped worms and water. The girl drank it and got sick. And she didn't fly. Tom Edison, the boy who asked all those questions and did those unusual experiments, became the man whose inventions changed the world. Tom Edison was born in 1847 in Milan, Ohio. He was the seventh and youngest child of Sam and Nancy Edison. Sam had a lumber mill. Nancy had been a teacher. When Tom had trouble in school, his mother became his teacher at home. Chapter 2. Young Tom did many of his experiments in the cellar of his home. He had lots of jars of chemicals. He wanted to keep people from messing with them. To fix the problem, he had an idea. He wrote poison on each jar. He thought that would keep others away. He was right. There were often smoke, strange smells, and loud noises in the Edison home. It all came from the cellar and from young Tom's experiments. Tom needed money to pay for chemicals and other things. As a result, he got a job when he was 12. He sold newspapers and candies on trains. Then at 15, he began to write, print, and sell his own newspaper for travelers. He named it the Grand Trunk Herald. Tom wrote news of people he met on the train. He also wrote how he felt about work. The more to do, he wrote in his newspaper, the more done. Tom liked to keep busy. Tom kept very busy on the train. He even set up his own lab in the baggage car. As Tom got older, he kept doing great things. There were no telephones at the time. Instead, messages were sent through telegraph wires. They were sent in a code of dots and dashes. Tom learned the code. He got a job sending and reading telegraph messages. He found new ways to use the telegraph. Those were some of his first inventions. Chapter 3. When Tom grew up, he became an inventor. He invented all kinds of things that helped people. At that time, burning gas lights lit homes and streets. Sometimes smoke from the lights filled a room. Sometimes fire from the lights burned a home down. Tom was sure he could make a better light. So he did experiments with electric light. He had lots of ideas. His notes filled hundreds of notebooks. After more than a year of work, Tom did it. He made a light that was safe to use. "The electric light is the light of the future," Tom said, "and it will be my light." Edison's lights were big news. People came from all over to see them. Once they saw the Edison lights, they wanted them in their homes. Tom's lights brightened the world. Tom Edison spent his whole life making great things. The things he made helped people everywhere. Thomas Edison, photo album. Captions. Thomas Alva Edison at age 15. Edison invented the first machine that could record sounds and play them back. Without this, we might have no music players or movies and TV with sound today. Edison made this early music player using his own sound machine. Captions. Edison's light bulb design looks similar to the ones we use today. Thomas Edison in his lab in Menlo Park, New Jersey. Edison invented the first machine for viewing films. Without this machine, there would be no movies.
So, did you enjoy learning about Thomas Edison? Did you learn some new things maybe this time? All right, so super readers, here's what I need us to do today. I need us to, we heard the story, but now I have to have us start to think like an author, because I have a question today. Today's question is, how does the author show that Tom kept trying new things? So as an author, what does the author do that could show us that Tom was, that he kept trying new things? So it gives us some direction. We're gonna go back to a page and we're gonna reread, and we're gonna think about how people sent messages before there were telephones. And then we're gonna write our steps that Tom took that led him to invent new ways to use the telegraph. So help me reread this paragraph, and we're gonna think to ourselves, what were some steps that Tom took that led him to invent new ways to use the telegraph? So looking over here, Tom learned the code. Ooh, the code for what? That's right, to send things through telegraph. So he had to learn the code. What did he do next? He got a job sending and reading telegraph messages. Ooh, so then he got a job. And he found new ways to use the telegraph. Ooh, I bet that's important too. So first he learned code, then he got a job sending and reading telegraph messages, and finally he found new ways to use the telegraph. Let's look over here and see. Did we get it right? Ooh, he did. First he learned the telegraph code. Next, he got a job using telegraphs. Oops, and I'm a little bit stuck on there today. And then he invented new ways to use the telegraph. So how did the author show? So the author showed that Tom kept trying new things by telling about how Tom learned telegraph code and invented new ways to send messages. Excellent job. So speaking of Thomas Edison and his messages, I have a writing prompt, and it's on our form that we were just looking, but I rewrote it up here at the top. What can you tell about what made Thomas Edison a good inventor? Because we just learned all about Thomas Edison. So I have some sentence frames that are going to kind of help us, but maybe we can have our friends come and help us fill in a little bit with the writing. So Thomas Edison was a good inventor. Hey friends, you guys want to come and help me? As a boy, let's talk about Thomas Edison as a boy. What did he do when he was a boy?
I know.
All right.
Guess what? He was not afraid to ask questions and try experiments, even if it didn't work.
That's right. That was one of the things that made Thomas Edison such a great inventor. So he was not afraid to ask questions and try experiments even when they didn't work. So great. When Thomas Edison got older, what do you think, Rita?
He learned the code of telegraphs and he got a job reading and sending messages.
Did we just talk about that on our question? Oh, you were listening. Great job. So when Thomas Edison got older, he learned the code of telegraphs and got a job reading and sending messages.
Oh, I remember what happened next.
All right, what happens?
Because he was on a then Tom found new ways to use the telegraph.
That's right. That's right. So he really was a great inventor, right?
Yeah.
What else did he invent? What was our thing that he was the most famous for? Do you remember?
I know. As a grown-up, As an adult, he learned, or he made the light bulb.
That's right. As an adult, Thomas Edison invented the electric light bulb. Great job, friends. Thank you so much for reading with us today.
You're welcome.
All right, I want to read with you. Yes, I want to read with you real quick. Let's read the whole thing. Thomas Edison was a good inventor. As a boy, he was not afraid to ask questions and try experiments, even if they didn't work. When Thomas Edison got older, he learned the code of telegraphs, and he got a job reading and sending messages. Then Tom found new ways to use the telegraph. As an adult, Thomas Edison invented the electric light bulb. Great job writing today. So,
You did amazing reading and writing.
Okay, but what do you tell the person who invented the zero?
the zero? I don't know. What would you tell someone?
You said, thanks for nothing.
Oh my golly, so silly. We'll see you back here tomorrow at Valley PBS.
Bye.
Bye.